Hello there mates, Mooshi Gamer here, and this is ShadowRun Hong Kong episode 34. So it's actually been quite a while, only 3 days since I've recorded videos because I was kind of sick and you can probably still hear it in my voice. But I got to the point where I'm not coughing a lot and I'm not sniffling a lot. So I'm ready to do the episodes, and if I do cough or sniffle, please forgive me. So we just finished talking to her, and I think I recruited her on my team, I'm not really quite sure. The elevator panel awaits your selection. Well, we finished the mission, right? We're done. Take the elevator to the mezzanine floor. Oh hey, look! Is the party an option now? Oh wait. Let me see. I talked to this guy. Nah. Okay, well that sucks because I did tell God that we were going to the party. And we never actually went to the party. But hey, what's over here? I haven't been in here. The access terminal has an open cyberdeck port. I'm pretty sure that would have been important, but I think we're pretty much done here, so I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Maybe that would have helped us get into the party, but who knows now. We've done our mission. He should be firing Penelope Wong or whatever. The clink of glasses and sounds of Nevermont's party fades into the distance as you leave the repulsed bay. As the MTR carries you towards HEOI, the mountains of Hong Kong Island roll by as looming masses obscured by rain and storm clouds. Penelope Wong has been fired from Promises in Moonlight, and Ma would be at serious disadvantages without her. The whims of trip viewers shift as readily as the tide, and without the starlets present, Promises in Moonlight will undoubtedly lose ratings. What's more, you've managed to turn a powerful foe into a potential ally. Only time will tell how Ku Feng will repay you, however. Cool. So that was a really good mission. I'm really happy with that one. So far, the only mission that I completely scrubbed up was the first one. Well, I guess technically that would have been my second mission, but yeah, but that wasn't fair what they were doing to Gai Chu. Hey, now that they stabbed that guy in the back. This always takes a second. And now I have a better layout map of HEOI. So I can do things a lot quicker now. I still haven't figured out where the med kits are. Or stuff like that. And I've talked to everyone, so I even talked to Connie Chang. She was like, oh, go do your job. Well, no, she wasn't like that. But basically, okay. So let's do the karma first. My body is at 5. Quickness is at 5. I increased my range combat last time. So, I got auto reload. I haven't increased my rifle in a while. Well, last time I increased my range combat so that I could get newer guns because I hadn't done that. I guess I should increase my melee weapons now. Because I'm gonna go look at weapons and then decide how much I want to increase that. And let's go turn in my mission stuff. This is now called the Kraken. That's pretty awesome. Go on the boat. Oh, they're all waiting for me. You enter the trawler to find your crew gathered together waiting for you. Isabel has her head buried in her PDA. The rest of them stand watching her, trying to be patient. Did someone call a crew meeting? I told you I'm the one that called a crew meeting. What's going on? Isabel like has something to tell the class. Isabel paces up and back, trying to decide how to begin. I've been doing my homework on Josephine's saying of saying mechanical services. You're pacing, so that tells me you found something. I assume it's just a standard run-of-the-mill mechanical services company. I'll say that. Oh yeah, I found something, alright. Isabel lifts her PDA to her face and consults her notes. In 2011, Sang Mechanical Services was a D-level corp floundering in the shallow end of the Hong Kong corporate pool. That's when Josephine Shui married into the family. Josephine thought big. She conceived of a massive project that would catapult TMS into the big time, something she called the Prosperity Project. Oh, that's what Raymond, yeah, what Duncan said. Prosperity, that's what Raymond was mumbling about. What does any of this have to do with Raymond? What is the Prosperity Project? Once upon a time, in the 1900s, the walled city was a densely populated slum, something like 30,000 people crammed into 6.5 acres. Wait, I've heard this story before. It's a shithole, hell on earth, yada yada yada. That's today's walled city, the second walled city. The first walled city started life well over 100 years ago and lasted through both world wars and almost through to the Awakening. It was torn down in 1994 when the government had finally had enough. It had become such a haven for criminals that the courts would only enter it in large, well-armed groups. Sounds familiar? In 2021, Josephine Sang proposed a vision for a new type of low-income housing project, the Prosperity Project, a self-contained, low-cost walking neighborhood for the poor, but on a grand scale. The Prosperity Project would give Hong Kong's poor and the flood of refugees pouring into the country a place that they could call their own, something that felt more permanent than the sprawling tent city that spontaneously sprang up after the first walled city was demolished. The Prosperity Project would replace the tent city and would be symbolically built on the site of the old walled city. The slogan was a place of dignity where prosperity begins. The apartments weren't much bigger than the space you get in your average coffin motel, but they were built around plazas and marketplaces that contained goods and services catering to the poor. The government forgot to listen to the last walled city. They loved the idea of containing the refugees and the poor to only a few densely populated blocks. It kept them out of the public eye. Securing the contract catapulted Sang Mechanical Services fortunes ahead, eventually put Josephine Sang onto the executive council. One slum made her rich? That doesn't line up. How did she get so powerful by building a slum? It's a very big slum. Apparently, that was also the beginning of a series of lucrative building contracts that propelled TMS into the big time. Where's Raymond come into all this? Raymond Black doesn't come into it at all, but Edward Sang does. Edward Sang? That's your foster father's real name. Raymond Black was actually Edward Sang, the only son of Josephine Sang and her late husband, Breakwater Sang. Edward was in charge of laying the groundwork for the walled city, excavation and utilities, running in power lines, sewage, that kind of thing. What kind of name is Breakwater? So our secret foster grandmother is trying to kill us? I always wondered where Raymond's money came from. It looks that way, yeah. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Remember that massive grey water leak that flooded the basement back in 48? When we got back from the camping trip in the Solace, Ray screamed bloody murder about that. Yeah, remember what happened to Miss Baloney? Wu nods, smiling. I never seen him so angry. He sobers. But did Raymond know how to fix it? No. Ray didn't know the first thing about sewer lines. He hired a small army of plumbers, probably paid him double what the job was worth to fix the thing, and it still took almost 2 months to get the leak under control. And Josephine put him in charge of the utilities? No wonder the walled city smells like that. I don't think Raymond had anything to do with the utilities in walled city. I'm confused! What was his— oh, Gaichu lives here now? That's really cool, I didn't know that. Wow, so he was actually like related to them and never told them. Wow. Your workstation's mission computer. The cool blue tones of the workstation's main menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies that you have 3 unread messages. Out of town. From Kylie Chang to MS, subject out of town. I'm not in HEOI right now, so don't bother coming to see me. We'll talk when I return. Please continue with our business ventures in the meantime. Oh, she's always there. Wonder where she ran off to. From Kylie Chang to MS, I hope you're enjoying your newfound success in the shadows. I've got another job for you, one that should prove very lucrative indeed. I've been contracted by the employee of the Eastern Tiger Corporation. He needs you to steal some research data and biological samples from his employer. The man's name is Tiger Wright. Until recently, he was a researcher on a genetic engineering project. He was cagey with the details, but I gathered that it centered around phenotypic alteration and postnatal genetic enhancement. Unfortunately for Wright, he's got a conscience. Stupid man. Luckily for us, he's willing to pay to have his conscience massaged. Wright's project was apparently quite horrible. Experiments on living children, total disregard for biomedical ethics or safety, and when Wright raised concerns, he was taken off the project. He's decided to step outside the bounds of the law and expose their wrongdoing to the world. The snag, you see, is that his wife and child live in Sigil. Not quite the heart of Eastern Tiger's power, but close enough. He's afraid that if he releases the information himself, they'll be taken prisoner and used as leverage. The idiot should have thought of that before, but that's not our problem. The samples and data are currently on an Eastern Tiger cargo ship, the MV Nauchi, sailing near Hong Kong on their way to Seoul. The storm slowed the ship down, but you don't have to go right away. But don't take too long. Once you have the data and samples, you're to call Wright. I've attached his number. He'll give you instructions on how he wants the information leaked. When you're ready, let me know. I'll arrange transit with Captain Jomo. He's a local Loho Joa pirate and smuggler, but don't let that put you off. He's as good as they get, and he'll have you up on that ship without incident. I'll let Captain Jomo know you're ready. You can find him down on the end of the pier my parlor is on. He'll handle everything from there on out. Alright, let's see this job offer from Isabel. A recording of Isabel pops onto the screen. She stares into the camera, her eyes full of intensity. If you're watching this, you decided to listen to my job offer. That's a good thing. I wasn't convinced that you would. Our target is a local Decker, a former Wampoan. In the Matrix, his name is Rhombus. He has the software that we need. Unfortunately, he's unassellable from the Matrix, and nobody knows where he lives in the meat space, but I know where he's going to be. There's an event coming up that Rhombus can't afford to miss. He might already be on his way there. As you're reading this message, Deckers from all over Asia, white hat and black hat alike, are converging on the Harbor Spires Hotel. This year, Harbor Spires is hosting DeckCon, Hong Kong's largest annual decking convention. Rhombus is going to be there, and that gives us an opportunity. We're going to hit the convention, find him in meat space, and get the software away from him, and we're going to do it quietly. Enclosed, you will find a copy of the plan that I've worked out for the run, presented in bullet point format. Everything should be fairly straightforward. Isabel's image winks off the screen, replaced by a blinking cursor. As you watch, the screen begins to fill with lines of simple instructions. I will provide you and one other runner of your choice with visitor passes for the convention. I will proceed ahead of you using my own guest badge. I will hide in the women's laboratory on the first floor. You will enter via the kitchen and procure me a uniform from the catering staff. Please be sure that the uniform is size 4. You will rendezvous. I will change into the uniform, and using it, I will infiltrate the administrative wing on the 6th floor. You will proceed onto the convention hall and await further instructions. Using the admin computer, I will identify Rhombus via his guest registration form. Once I have done this, I will alert you via comlink. I will upgrade your badge to VIP status, granting you access to the VIP wing of the hotel. You will tell Rhombus that he has been granted VIP status and offer to escort him to a complimentary hotel room. You will escort him to a room that I designate and hold him there. I will jack out of the Matrix and make my way from the admin wing to your room. We will intimidate Rhombus, beat the tar out of him until he gives us the software. We will tie and gag Rhombus and stuff him into a storage closet. We will not be gentle. It's okay if he starts crying. Actually, please prioritize this. I want to see tears. Software in tow. We will make our escape. Was going text phase and Isabel weeps back onto the screen. See? It's a simple plan. Just like I said, we should be able to get through it without firing a shot. So, will you do it? Will you help me get the software I need? Sure. The pre-recorded footage of Isabel winks off the screen. A real-time feed of her matrix avatar replaces it. Excellent. I knew that I could count on you. Saddle up, MS. This is gonna be fun. Isabel is so adorable. I wish I could just hug her. But she doesn't like to be hugged, so that would actually be really bad for her, I think. Even with Gobbet, I noticed she doesn't really care for, like, physical touch. Which might have something to do with the fact that she doesn't really like being in physical, like, in the actual physical world to begin with. Okay. Job directory. Wait. Did I already turn my other job in? Oh, right. I got that job from that guy, so I have to go there to turn it in. Okay. Well, are these new? Update on Typhoon Usagi. Infrared images of the storm eye to wall transition are really quite stunning, by the way. Typhoon Usagi has stalled in the South China Sea and is now weakening after passing north of the Philippines. Strong wind and periodic, very heavy rains will continue as Usagi's arms sweep across the region. For the moment, Usagi is resisting the wind, which is causing it to lose strength. Prevailing winds will probably ultimately drive Usagi ashore west of Macau as it struggles to remain over water. According to Dr. Lance Inroki of the Imperial Japanese Meteorology Agency, even the most awakened storms have difficulty delaying their landfall for more than a week once they are in the South China Sea. Usagi will still be at full strength typhoon when it makes landfall, but its delay fortunately gives people in the storm path more time to prepare. Look, babe, I just made this cartoonified typhoon for you. It's got a little person, sparkles, and bubble tea, and 8 arms with assorted weapons and a necklace of skulls and everything. You're the best. The J-pop theme on the ammunition belts really takes it over the top, Amanita. You are a special person. Oh yeah, these are all new. Has anyone else been keeping track of the Executive Council elections? It's almost time for the latest round and the competition is heating up. Up until this point, Tan-Tien CEO Sao Kok Chu looked like the best pick to replace Josephine Sang of Sang's Mechanical Services. Despite Wu Jing CEO Kent Joling's rivalry with Chu, he had the support of both Yang Lin Fat of Shibata and Adrian Chung of Ide Brant Kleinford Bernal. Though I'm not so sure. Josephine Sang seems pretty confident that she'll remain on the council. From what I've heard, she's cut a deal with Eris Asia, Minobi, and Eastern Tiger to stay out of their way. In exchange, they let her own Southeast Asia's large-scale construction projects. A cozy relationship like that could turn the tides against Tan-Tien. Your screen flickers as a trick clip begins playing. Josephine Sang stands at a podium addressing a crowd of reporters in front of a partially constructed skyscraper. With the finalization permits approved for the Pak Thai Workers Complex here in Dongguan, I promise you that the prosperity of this city can only increase. This marks an auspicious day. Thousands of new jobs in construction, tens of thousands more when the project is complete, and low cost housing for every worker. Some have said Mechanical Services does not have the will to compete in a global market, that we are only a force to be reckoned with in Hong Kong, Africa, and South America. I say that our good fortune is your good fortune. Sang pounds the podium with a closed fist, nodding for emphasis. Sang Mechanical Services is more than a local company. Our star is rising and shows no sign of slowing. I asked the residents of Dongguan, who among you does not wish for a better life? A wealthier, happier life, one where your company is also your family and can protect you from the uncertainty of these trying times. We will give you that life. We will give you that protection and certainty. What a load of utter crap. Maybe crap, but the people in Dongguan ate it up. The idea of signing with a local company that isn't Baihu, and believe me, they count Tan-Tien and Wu Jin as foreign, was too much of a draw for them to pass on. I'm thinking that absent catastrophe? Josephine Sang will be on the executive council in the next few days. Why do they count Wujing as foreign? Tiantian, sure, they're headquartered in Beijing, but Wujing's just as native to Hong Kong as Sang is. Wujing and the Canton Confederation have been at odds since 2015. Wujing's made a habit of exploiting the people of Guangdong and using loopholes to shield themselves from taxation. What's more, Wujing was the primary mover in founding the Free Enterprise Zone, permanently stopped the Confederation's designs on Hong Kong. Shang took a different tactic. Josephine Sang started out by promising the Canton Confederation a very lucrative taxation agreement in exchange for a low-cost, long-term lease for the facilities in Dongguan. She sweetened the deal by treating them like family rather than adversary. She's got them eating out of her hand. Oh, sounds like she's really good at looking really good. Punk metal hardcore. Got a collection of over 10,000 albums of punk hardcore, hardcore light, thrash metal, heavy metal, light metal, death metal, metal nouveau, xenopunk, synthpunk, cyber thrash, synthcore, Hong Kong ska, and triple umlaut bands like Ulama. Oh, I have no idea how you would say that. If there's an album you've been searching for, I might just have it. In return, I'm in search of any weird, obscure bands to add to my library. Let me know. Got any cybercore synth metal? As for what might interest you, I own a complete over of this German punk band. Heard of them? They're so mainstream, they're really big in a jizz. Really? Do they tour? Nah, man, I don't think so. Those Berlin anarchist bands never survive very long. Besides, I think they broke up a really long time ago. They're probably aging wage slaves now and no idea that they're wildly popular on the other side of the planet. Nice. Looking for a decker. Is this those same guys? Looking for an experienced decker for a discreet milk run, picking a very special access card off a wage slave. Potential for a longer term arrangement. Our team has been together for years, running your basic heists and the occasional transport gig. We've got a reliable fixer and a long list of happy clients. Requirements: you must not take experimental stems doing runs. You must not tamper with chemicals in secret labs. You must have a good sense of humor. You said a good sense of humor. It's a joke, see? At this point, we're actually more interested in hiring an experienced professional with a mature adult impulse control. We've had some bad luck with our deckers lately. The last one had 2 left feet and couldn't seem to stop stumbling into containers full of volatile substances. Poor Run with Scissors 2056, although by looking at her name, I guess we should have known. So basically, you guys are desperate for a decker. Has anyone else contacted you? We can wait a little longer. Meet me. You guys are starting to get a bad rap. You know, jinxed. Haha. We're sunk. All of us swim. As some of you know, I have a keen interest in urban planning, geophysics, and anything involving our eventual and inevitable destruction. The pendant is a recent summary on the rising sea level in Hong Kong. It expresses the issue well in lay terms. Freedom Cowboy, you complain my post titles are a bit sterile. How's this one? White Prism. Article mirror the sinking of Hong Kong. From image and their social links redacted. The Joint Corporate Development Bureau has released a report on sea level rise in Hong Kong over the next 50 years. Since the year 2000, Hong Kong experienced 9 to 13 meters of water level rise, varying by location. Geologists cite a combination of Antarctic ice melting, the natural sinking of Hong Kong's artificial field shore fronts, and forest subsidence caused by massive urban construction. Read more, Future of the City. Geologists predict a continued rise in water level over the next 50 years, with slowing land subsidence being offset by the accelerating collapse of the Antarctic ice sheet. Quoting from government geologist Ao Mingjia, with up to 15 meters of subsidence expected over the next half century, a large fraction of current Hong Kong will become submarine. Due to our population and small land base, abandonment of flooded land is no longer practical. Rigorous retrofitting of the city will need to continue. By 2100, the current coastal buildings will mostly rise from a canal environment. Engineering studies indicate that major improvements will be necessary on the coastal seawalls and on Victoria Harbor's Jurong Wall, officially the anti-typhoon automated harbor defense jetty. Coastal projections will need to be raised by 0.5 meter per year to counteract the total effect of rising sea level and the worsening severity of super typhoons. The Development Bureau estimates this may cost 250 billion nuyen 250 billion nuyen over the next 5 decades. Climatic models suggest that by 2100, storm surges impinging on Hong Kong shores may exceed 3 meters in height, and wind-driven waves during severe storms may reach 15 meters. End of article. So we're going to be running jobs from gondolas in 50 years. That's the message. When one does some simple financial modeling and extrapolates the worsening severity and frequency of super typhoons along with the geological outlook, it actually mentions that it may be necessary to abandon Hong Kong. WP, I take it back. Keep your sterile titles. What's so endearing about you is that you talk about the grimmest things like an accountant. Double entry actual accounting is an amazing system. If more operators took an interest in it, they would have much better long-term financial security as well as the better able to interpret and manipulate materials encountered during their work. Excuse me. Pretty ironic that your handle shortens to WP, normally associated with white phosphorus. Actually, Hatch is really not. White phosphorus is exceptionally useful, not merely because of its hypergolic ignition and the fact that once burning it chemically immune to water quenching, but also because of its high adhesion and biotoxicity. I don't take pleasure in these qualities, but I appreciate them. Alright, so that's everything here. Okay, I might actually go ahead and do Isabel's job first. And there's the optional get some rest. Let's see what Duncan has on his mind. In case you're wondering, yes, this is one of those really long talk videos because there's like a lot of talking in HEOI, and I think it's best to just kill it all in one fell swoop. You find Wu sitting on his bed and staring at the floor when you can come to his cabin. He rubs his head up and back, occasionally stopping to softly bounce his palm against his forehead. When he notices you, he closes his eyes and shakes his head. Not in the mood to talk right now. I gotta wrap my brain around this Edward saying thing. Tough finding out Raymond isn't who he thought he was. Maybe you should just put it out of your mind for now, Duncan. I go with the first. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking. 16 years. We lived with him 16 years and we never knew the man. 16 motherfucking years. I just gotta think, work through this. I can understand that. Why did he lie to them in the first place? I saw that you accepted my offer. That was the right choice. You'll see. I'm ready to make our run on deck con whenever you are. Whew. I know she doesn't like talking about missions, so I don't really see the point in asking her about it. But I always love Gaba's reactions. I expect she'll say something about not getting ready to go. Oh, here's the question from last time. They weren't with me when I got evacuated with the rest of the moviegoers. I never saw them leave the building and I haven't heard from them since. I guess it's possible that somebody made it, but I don't really run in those circles anymore. Odds are good that if anyone from my cow team did survive, they'll have died now from sheer incompetence. ShadowRunning is an unforgiving business. You don't get to make too many mistakes. Hey, any thoughts about that last run? Man, if every job we could be about going to fancy parties and selling their food and booze, I'd be a happy counter. I don't understand why those trid types get in their weird rivalries, but I sure as hell won't turn down money to help them blackmail each other. Listen, Seattle, I'm all for making allies where we can, but do you really think making somebody better at being a vampire is a good plan? I know she said she owes us, but come on, I don't know how trustworthy the elite she is. I like that we got paid, but I can't help feeling we've created a monster that's gonna come back to hunt us later. Really? Gobbet seems to have wanted to kill her. That's surprising. Did any of the stuff in that story actually happen, or just make it up for my benefit? Seattle, I'm hurt. It all went down exactly like I said it did. She pauses. Well, so for a couple of embellishments here and there, but they make it a better story, artistic license and all that. David leans back and stifles a yawn. Madness and folly dart up her left shoulder and lock their beady eyes on you. Hate to break it to you, kiddo, but I'm beat. It's been a long day. Lesson's over for now. We'll pick it back up next time. Who are you? Watch who you're calling kiddo. I'm older than you are. Yeah, whatever. She makes a brushing motion with her fingers. Scurry along now. Your mentor needs her rest. Goblin is adorable too. They're both adorable. I love them both dearly. Let me go talk to. I didn't know Gaichu was here. Well, I guess that makes sense. Because where else would he have gone? But wow. Hi, Gaichu. Gaichu. The storage room that functions as Gaichu's cabin is a cramped, overheated mess. Piles of old ship parts share space with tarnished cookware, flats of instant noodles, a collection of cast-off clothes, and reams of diagnostic manuals for obsolete computer hardware. To top it off, there's barely any light whatsoever. All of the bulbs in his rooms are missing. Gaichu is busily moving boxes around, apparently in an effort to carve out some personal space amid the junk that he shares his cabin with. As you enter, he cocks his head and turns around. Welcome to my sanctuary, MS. I apologize for the lack of light, but as I did not need it, Gobbet took the bulbs for use elsewhere. Gaichu puts down the box that he's in process of moving and politely bows his head toward you. How can I be of assistance? I just wanted to see how you were settling in. Gaichu raises his shoulders in a diffident shrug. I am among those who can make use of my services and who are not attempting to claim the bounty on my head. Is that not enough for now? Alright, let's see where that conversation goes. Gaichu inclines his head. As you wish, you are my benefactor, and as such, I yield to you. Ask, then I will do my best to answer. How do I know the team is safe from you? Let's ask that first. Aside from my heightened senses of smell and hearing, I am stronger, tougher, and more resilient than any mundane human. I can achieve feats of physicality that are normally restricted to adepts and those with extensive enhancement. Gaichu lifts one hand and fingers crooked to show off his elongated nails. Claws, really. These, as well, as sharp as any small knife. I prefer my sword, but in a grapple they come in extremely handy. He draws one nail over the surface of his shoulder plates. A hair-fine spiral of armor peels off when the nails weight. Do you still need to sleep? Gaichu chuckles, his laughter is rasping out over his lips. Unfortunately, I do. I am not an undead creature of legend. If I manage to unlock the secret of rest without sleep, I will be certain to inform you. How do I know the team is safe? I thought ghouls were all animalistic predators. Most are. In the vast majority of cases, the infected become the crazed predators everyone sees on the nightly trade news. Gaichu bares his jagged teeth, running his tongue across the tips of them as he tilts his head back. I bear the physical signs, but not the mental ones. A few escape that fate. There are others, though. In Africa, there is a nation of ghouls. It is called Asamando. The intelligent ghouls in Asamando care for the ones whose higher faculties have been ravaged by the disease. Still, it's not a safe place to visit. What makes you different? I am willful. Those with strong sense of self, a chip on their shoulder, if you will, are always those that survive the infections with their minds intact. I suppose I am selfish enough to have retained a passable semblance of my former humanity. It seems like your condition has stabilized. For now, it has. I will not suddenly become a ravenous beast lurking in the hold of your ship. At least, no more so than I already am. Gaichu bares his teeth in a wide grin, dipping his head a little. Why did you pick the name Gaichu anyway? Your armor is heavier than what most Shadowrunners wear and more distinctive too. See you later, Gaichu. Please, come by whenever you like. So, I just wanted to go turn a mission in because I haven't done it yet. And I think 30 minutes is pretty good for these really long talk videos. And it seems to catch up on pretty much almost everything. So let me head over to here. Go in. Go in the parlor. Yep, she's not here. But then again, she said she wouldn't be. But it is interesting to be in her shop without her here. Shin Yang is busily puffing away on a foul-smelling cigar. His calmly in one hand, his eyes flash with anticipatory glee as he sees you. Dr. Shin Yang greets you in the name of our producers. How does Shindig go? Let me tell you about the night we had. Did you know Neville had a vampire alley? I've got the information you wanted. You explain the night's events from start to finish. As you speak, Shin Yang's face grows ever more incredulous until finally his mouth is left hanging halfway open. He slowly places a cigar in a nearby ashtray and shakes his head in disbelief. Vampires in the trade industry, a vampire queen, no less. What a nightmare. At least you got me wrong, and poor Neville's show is dead. That's something. Alright, kid. I'll send payment to your matrix drop. You earned it. Glad to be able to help. Dr. Shin Yang is about to speak, but his calmly begins to buzz. Irritated, he answers it and switches to speaker mode. Yeah, who is it? What do you want? Hello, Shin Yang. I just wanted to let you know that I've released Penelope Wong for her contract. If you're still interested in her, she's all yours. Also, I hope your business is doing alright. I've heard you've had some problems with cash flow. If you need a loan, I'd be happy to help. Dr. Shin Yang eyes the image of Neville Mom with deep suspicion. You don't sound too mad, Nev. What's the catch here anyway? You must have had the next big thing lined up already. Oh, doctor, there's no need for it. Do you want to know why I keep winning over our little contest and you're always playing catch up? It's because you think people like Miss Wong actually matter. They don't. Stars are crafted, molded out of talent, yes, but ultimately constructed. With enough time and effort, anyone can be made into a star. It's just a question of manipulating public perception. Maybe so, but I got her now, and your show's dead in the water without the star. What do you think of that, heh? I think I'm going to do what any good soap opera producer would do. Write her character out with a tragic death and bring on someone new. You labor under the misapprehension that viewers have loyalty. They don't. They have only appetite. As long as you chase stars like Wong, you will lose. Don't be afraid to think bigger, Doctor. Reach for the drama, not the dramatist. For that, Neville Mom hangs up on Dr. Shin Yang. For the next 30 seconds, Dr. Shin Yang releases a stream of violently imaginable invective at his phone. Even Strangler Bao looks taken aback at the ferocity of Shin Yang's anger and the invectiveness of the sexual positions that he describes. Finally, he takes a deep breath and composes himself. That dirty little weasel, insulting my creativity like that. The nerve. Go on, kid. We're done here. Thanks for all your help, but I gotta get along. I gotta talk to a guy about buying a bunch of snakes. What is the snake gonna do? So, it's like the money back at the, you know, the clubhouse, because technically he didn't pay me. Not the clubhouse, the ship. Now let me go to the mission computer and see what's up. I want my money. Or did he pay me and I miss it? I might have missed it. I'm sure he paid me and I missed it. Okay. Alright, let's do that optional thing and then we'll call it a day. You wake from a blank, featureless sleep, sweat-soaked and starving. You feel uneasy, but you can't say why. Groggily, you heave yourself out of bed. Huh, that one was actually kinda dull. Alright. So, oh wait, he didn't pay me. I would have got way more than $8.19. Hurry up, where's my money? Open the jobs directory. Oh, here it is. You submit the job as finished and await the response. A few moments later, a message pops into the screen. From Dr. Shin Yang to MS. Good work out there, kid. Here's the money I promised you. Alright, now he's paid me. Alright, because I had to make sure, because I can't just be doing runs and not getting no money. I might have to pull a Gaichu. But anyway, we are really close to 40 minutes, so I'm just gonna call it here. If you like the video, comment or subscribe below. Thank you for watching, and the Mooshi Gamer signing out.